What you making? Is this yogurt?
Yeah, and he's pouring granola.
So welcome to Herding Little Cows, day 3 of our challenge. This is yogurt that I made the other day and granola we made the other day. These guys are helping me serve it, right? So everyone's gonna get half a cup of yogurt, and then a half a cup of granola. And I have some kids that we're still hungry, have been hungry after meals. Not because I haven't been feeding them, but we had a cold thing last week and people didn't eat very much. And I think they're still trying to catch up from that. So anyone who wants to, after they finish their first bowl, can have another scoop. We're doing quarter cup scoops and quarter cup scoops. So, right? So everyone can have another scoop if they're hungry afterwards. Do you need some help? Oh, I'll scrape this one up for Daddy and you can start the next one. Okay, here we go. So we'll be back in just a little bit. Oh, hold on, give me this for a second.
Hey.
So we will be back with our lunch, but we also have some food prep today, so you'll see that throughout the day too, right? I'll help you. We'll see you in a little bit. Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows. Oh, I probably said that because we already did breakfast. Sorry, I forgot what meal we're on. We're on lunch for day 3. And so in here, I have the leftover, we made chili last night I told you about. So this was the leftover chili. There's not a whole lot of beans. It was very juicy, which was good. We had added the can of tomatoes and stuff, but I took a third of that meat that I cooked up the other day, the ground turkey, with peppers and onions, and I added it. It's frozen, so we're gonna let that thaw. And then over here, you get to see our dirty kitchen. We're real life here.
Yeah, we're in the middle of dishes.
So this is rice. I did 8 cups of water to 4 cups of rice. And how I make my rice is we get our water up to a boil. We do double the water of the amount of dry rice we want to use. So I got our water up to our boil. We pour in our rice. We get it back to a boil, and then we turn the stove off, leaving it on the hot burner. And it sits for about 25 minutes and is perfectly done, and you don't burn your rice. It works on an electric. It does not work on a gas. When we moved into the camper for a while, a couple of years ago, it didn't work and you have to keep it going. But this way you use less electricity and I don't burn it because sometimes you get busy doing other things. We had taken the chicken, cooked it all down, and then I added the carrot ends, the onion skins, the celery ends, and some garlic cloves, and cooked that for almost 48 hours. So this, we had more than this. This plus this is what we had for broth. So what we're gonna do with this is make soup over the next however long. But this is really, really concentrated broth, so we're gonna be able to add water. So what this looks like is maybe 3 containers of soup for our family, but it's really gonna be more like, I don't know, 8 containers of soup for our family because there's gonna be a lot of water added because this is really, really rich. I'm gonna show you in a little while after Mark took a break so he could videotape this. He's doing dishes. Some dishes got done by another child this morning. But in a little bit, I will walk you through what we have in our fridge. I know that looks empty, but I needed it space for something. And what we have in our freezer, because I already have some food already made up that is in there that we will be using over the course of time. But because we didn't do a whole lot of videotaping on Saturday and Sunday, I can show you what is in there. So we'll see you guys in a little bit when we eat our lunch. So lunch for day 3 and a cute little baby.
A cute little baby.
He likes the camera. So anyway, we have rice. I explained this over there. We have rice with meat. It came out very meaty. It's a little saucy. Saucy. This is our lunch today. Very simple because we were doing chores and stuff like that, but very yummy. Does everyone like it?
Yeah.
Ooh, you got big chunks of meat? What do you say about big chunks of meat? Can you say it? Meat. You remember? Meat.
Can I say it ever?
You remember? You want to say it? Go ahead.
Meat.
What else? Meat. Large.
Large chunks of meat. We're killing you.
They listen to a little audio drama sometimes called The Pond, and that's one of the things they do in it. But Malachi sometimes does it when we're not even eating meat. He'll say it about something else, so it's just really funny. Right? Yeah. You'll hear residual coughs with everybody. By the time you guys watch this video, we should be over the coughs because we're going to show this like a week later. But just so you know, we are taking care of our kids' coughs. One of the kids is gonna get checked out because they just have asthma stuff that's going on. But just know we take care of the kids' health, because we have people who say that we don't care about the kids and stuff like that. We do. They're gonna be checked out. Don't worry about it. No one's really, really sick. Just making sure that our protocol is all doing good, right? We check in with his asthma doctor once in a while, right? And she said you're doing great.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we will see you guys back for our snack in a little bit. We're gonna be using these bananas. Remember, they only sent us 5 bananas. Mark had one for a snack, but this isn't enough for a meal. So I'll show you what we're doing with those for snack. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Hello. So mommy's gonna do stuff in the fridge.
Okay, do stuff in the fridge. Okay, you can go sit while I do this, and then we'll play afterwards. Okay, so first, we got an order today, and my beans and peanut butter did come in. I have not used peanut butter. This peanut butter we brought up from downstairs for the challenge, so those are gonna go back downstairs. And we now have a big old tub of peanut butter.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be used for snack today, and you will see that in a little bit. Out of all that broth, Naomi kindly put it in containers for me, and we got 3 gallons of broth, and each of these will be 1 soup, because by the time you add this with the other flavors, that's gonna be a lot of stuff. But now we have our freezer full of stuff, so I gotta get stuff out. One thing we're gonna get out is this big pork roast and this pork roast. You notice how different in sizes those are? Those are the 2 they sent me. This is why it's really nice. I'm gonna shut this for a second so I can talk to you. This is why it's really nice to go into the store when you're doing a budget challenge like this, because you can choose, you know, if you say, oh, I want to spend $16 on meat, you're not gonna buy this one and this one. But if you could pick out the one that fits your budget. But because I was doing it and had them pick what they were gonna pick, this is what I got. That's why my number was a little over 300. I was okay with that, but just so you know, if you only have a very specific amount. Okay, so in our fridge and freezer, this is all stuff that we're not using for the challenge. This was stuff, except for the yeast. This was all stuff that was already here. The rest of our stuff went down to the basement. I have chili meat that I put away the other day. This is what we used. Sorry, this is what we used in the chili. This is what we used in the chili. I'm gonna pull this bag out. So the chili meat is gonna go back there for another meal. This is chicken drippings, which I have more of that. Chicken drippings. This was when I cooked the meat down in the roaster the first time, the 2 10-pound bags. This was what was left. So this would be good for like gravy and stuff like that. And I've got a couple of those. So these are all chicken drippings. And another bag. This is a half bag of peppers and onions. Another whole bag of peppers and onions. I froze the milk because it's not gonna last the entire time unless it's frozen. These onions, I told you that I cut skins for the skins and the ends for putting in the broth. So that was about half my onions, and I cut them. They are just ready to throw into recipes. So that's there. And I have 1 container of taco pork. So this was the pork that I made for the tacos. So here I have a whole big recipe for chili meat. I have taco pork, and I've got all of these chicken drippings. Then we have broth. And the broth, I need a rag. The broth is probably not even all gonna fit in here, but you're seeing real life. When you do broth, it gets really messy and you usually spill on the counter. So that's what happened, and I hadn't been out here to wash it yet because we were in the middle of folding laundry and doing all the other stuff. Because this is real life and we do stuff here in the house. We were doing school. Bob and I were finishing school while they went to pick up something at the store, and then all of that stuff. Okay, I am going to take these ground turkeys, and put them in my door so that I have them for another time. We're gonna move stuff around. Real life here. Is the baby liking the swing? Hi, baby. Are you so cute? You are the cutest baby. Okay. The other thing that we have in here, so this is all, I want to make sure this closes. This is all turkey to be cooked for chili meat another time. This is chicken. So we picked all the chicken and we froze it. And then these are 2-pound bags, and I will just take out a portion of chicken to put in our soup or gravy or whatever we are using. So we are gonna fit
We're gonna try to fit.
as much of this, well no, we are gonna fit as much of this broth in as we can. It won't be all of it, but it will be as much as I can get in there. So you can see that even with the little bit of prep work that I've done over the last couple days, we have made a lot of easy, convenient foods for this challenge. And part of this challenge, Mark and I were talking last night, part of this challenge, I wanted to do it because I know there's people that have less money than we have in our monthly budget, which is about $100 per person is what we're spending right now. But part of what I wanted to do is also try to see where we can be saving time in the kitchen with these meals so that we can use the time better for school, for ministry purposes, for having more time to make videos, for just being able to spend more time with the kids and having fun. By the way, these are all cool. Like, I know some people are going to say, oh, that's hot. Look, we got all of it but those 2 in here.
That's awesome.
And I'm going to put those 2 in the fridge because we will use those over the next couple days. So part of this challenge is because we want to be able to use our time more wisely. So these are meals that we will make over the winter that will help us to be able to really get into the books and things like that. Also, we want to be able to, kind of the idea of feast and famine. We don't need to be eating the best all the time. These meals are nutrient dense. They have a lot of vegetables and that type of thing, but we don't always need to be eating snacky foods. We don't always need to be eating fun foods. So while I still want to be able to do pizza night with the kids, we don't need to have pizza night all the time. We don't need to be always buying the most expensive cut of meat. These are things that feed our body, give us good quality food, and help us to go, like, live the goals we want to of being able to teach the children and correct, train and all that stuff. So I'm gonna finish wiping these and then I'll show you what's in my fridge. By the way, this is bread dough because tonight's supper we're making bread bowls for the soup. These will be used.
Oh, I forgot about the bread bowls.
Bread bowls for soup. Okay, so in my fridge, hold on. This is gonna be snack.
That's refrigerator dough.
Okay, this is refrigerator dough. We will show you on another day how to make the refrigerator dough, but we're gonna make the refrigerator dough into bread that we're going to use bananas. So I'm getting down here. Okay, what we still have for the challenge, if you've been following along, I have 6.5 quarts of yogurt. I have 3 pounds of cheese plus this that hasn't been used. That's most of a pound of cheese. I've got a bunch of salsa. We'll do this a couple times through the challenge. This juice is not part of the challenge. That is medicine for Josiah. And this, I don't know why that's still in there, but that's stuff. This is potato soup from the other day. We will use that in part of a recipe. We still have a full thing of jelly. We still have 5 full boxes of butter plus a stick. We've got 5 blocks of cream cheese. We have, this was the cinnamon dough, the cinnamon bread that I made the other day. We still have 1 loaf of that left. That was tea Naomi made. That was not on the challenge. Switchel. We have celery. I told you that I took the ends off the celery the other day. So I just took the end, chopped it, and then put all these pieces back in their bags. This was the carrots I chopped all the ends off of. These were the carrots that I haven't done anything with yet. We have milk. We've been trying to label things as we put them in. But this was the leftover chili from today that you saw during our lunch thing. That was chili from today. Did we actually have 3 containers? No. Okay, that's rice from today. This was not on the challenge. That can go away in the freezer, in the door, because that's not going to be used. And this was some lettuce from before the challenge that I thought had gotten thrown away, but it didn't. Oops. See? A little bit of tiny sad lettuce. So that's what we have in our fridge. We have used, I'm not very graceful getting up off the floor. We have not used any of our peanut butter. We have only used a half a bag of potatoes. This was the 12-pound bags of beans. This was the other bag of beans that we had measured out. So we've used some of that. We've used 1 can of tomato sauce. Here's what we have for rice. Here's what we have for oatmeal, which is like a bag and a half. And then that's what we have for flour. So that's where we are on the challenge. It is day 3. We will be back to show you snack in just a little bit. So snack time, we opened that container of peanut butter. We're on day 3, we first just opened it. This was the refrigerator bread. We just smushed it out on a pan flat and cooked it and then smeared it with peanut butter and put the bananas on top. Some people wanted their banana on the side. We split those 4 bananas between all of us.
I didn't.
Do you guys like it?
Yeah.
Is it yummy? Would you eat it again?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do these foods taste like we're doing a challenge or that we're just eating some other foods?
Eating some other foods.
It doesn't feel like, oh, I wish I could eat real food.
No.
Okay, good. That's what we're trying to do. So we'll be back in a little bit. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to use the bread that we made, that Naomi made, as bread bowls, which is what I was planning tonight. It might just be on the side because it is really wet outside. So our dough is wetter than normal. It just might not stand up, but it'll just be rolls if it's not bread bowls. So we'll see you in a little bit. Bye. Okay, so we have chicken soup in bread bowls. Our bread bowls didn't come out exactly as we were hoping because it is really wet outside today. It's like raining. And so when I went to do the dough, it was a little wetter than normal, but they're working out good. This guy's asleep, right? So what we did for our soup was I cut up some onions, the onions from the freezer, celery and carrots. We added a pint of that chicken broth, and then we added leftover potato soup from yesterday and some chicken. And Naomi put these together for me because we were busy reading a math book, which is really fun, and the kids are really excited. Are you really excited for the next chapter?
Yeah.
Because we have to know what happens.
Yeah.
I know. We don't know what Fred's going to do with his money. And then Samuel needs to stop. I was going to have Samuel explain something, so you need to clean out your mouth. But anyway, the kids are really excited about our Fred book, which teaches math during it. And so that's really, really cool. So, okay, Samuel's ready to explain now. So he got a new book at the library. So what is the book about?
It's about in World War II and the Allies trying to decode the German Enigma machine. So, should I go into detail?
Not big details, small details.
So basically, every time you pressed a letter on the machine, it would make an entirely new code, and then the other person had a matching machine that they would have to set up in the exact right way. If you had even one dial slightly off, it would throw off the entire system. So the Allies, they had to, a bunch of this was done at Bletchley Park in London. So anyway, where was I? Yeah, so they had to use all this math and stuff to figure out how to decode these Enigma machines. Pretty interesting.
Really?
And this is really good. Does everyone like the food? Okay, day 3 of the challenge. Done. We'll see you guys tomorrow for day 4 on Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. Bye!
Bye.